to come in against a team of that caliber and play the way we did Friday night, just exceptional. Starts on the mound. Baumeister has taken this and stepped forward. Like, I've seen it, and the things we talked about and he's been working on, he just went out there on that stage and did it. You know, his fastball was dynamic in some moments last week, but it wasn't consistently like executed. It was today. It was good. His curveball, first time he's actually thrown it with purpose, and it had a little more depth, and it was in the zone and in the bottom of the zone, and that type of pitch seems to get people off that good fastball. And his slider was still good, and his changeup was in play. So you had a guy, you could physically and feel the control he was in of what he was doing, and the stuff was dynamic. And then to be able to go to Wyatt, it just worked that he got to face Taylor when we were in a little bit of trouble and got the strikeout and got out of it, and we just let him go. And we discussed not running him out there in the ninth, but he had already thrown enough where I didn't feel like it was a situation where we could bring him back, so we just wanted him to go. And it was cold, and it was hard for the guys to get loose. Two different offensive games. You had the first half of the game where Vanderhei was on it, the sinker was firm, hard, his four-seamer was good. Really, the slider was tough, the changeup was good, and his deception made it very difficult. And I think Vincent maybe, and then Diamez eventually dumped one into center field, and Jaime got us going, really. And Jaime had a huge night. The at-bats from the second half of the game totally changed, and you could feel our guys like settling in, and they really hit some balls hard. There was a stretch there, those last 3 or 4 innings, where those balls were hit as hard as you can hit baseballs. And just proud. We made the plays. Cam played great at third. Colton did a great job behind the plate. Tibbs made a really nice play on Wyatt's first little swinging bunt. Just a well-played game in a tough environment against a very good team, and that's the first win. But you have to do more to win the series.
To play this complete of a game in the first time this season that you're on the road in a real raucous environment, I mean, their students are basically right on you here. Just how pleasing is that for you as a coach to see that complete of a performance from your team?
The guys are special. We talked about coming in and being a machine. You have to drive the machine on whatever course the machine needs to be on to win the race, and we did that. I mean, those guys answered today. Our guys played the game the right way, start to finish, and it's not easy when you're going through getting chewed up a little bit like we were offensively. It's tough, and Baumeister matched it and probably bettered it. I mean, his performance kept us in it, and his pitch count wasn't allowing for more. Like, it wasn't that we didn't think he could do more, it's just that he hadn't gotten to that point. So we knew, in fairness to him, and the conditions were tough. I mean, it's 40 degrees with wind, and it just didn't feel like it was in anybody's best interest for him to go back out. So just great for the guys, great performance.
For Jackson to do that in front of this crowd and it to be the conditions, and his start also got moved up a day from last week, just how much does that say about how tough he is to go out there and do what he did tonight?
He's a competitive kid. I felt it my first day here with him. He likes to compete. I felt like when he bounced out of the dugout to go to the mound, like, he was engaged with what was going on, and he likes to compete. And you have to, liking it is one thing, you have to execute within the competition, and clearly that's what he did. His entire outing was great.
You mentioned Jaime's big game and just the passion with that he plays with, and both those big hits he had, he came up really yelling and beating his chest. Just how much fun is it to watch him play on a day-to-day basis?
It's great. The guys play with emotion, and they want to win. I think it's not uncommon at this level, but their desire to win it's unique. Like, they're in it from start to finish, and we have carry-ons out there leading the charge in the infield and kind of running the game and talking people through things and helping Cam and Nander, and everybody's on the same page. And Tibbs is learning how to play first base. There's a lot of emotion. Jaime was a big example of that, and Tibbs, the hit he got, they kind of drove the lead to the point of you felt like you were in control of things. Just really proud.
Just how much have you enjoyed seeing Wyatt excel in the role that you guys have put him in to start the year?
Yeah, we've talked about the necessity to maintain control of the game and evade. And sometimes the evasion in the middle innings you can't script out when it's going to be needed. But the value of somebody that's that athletic, that's dynamic, that can get you out of some stuff, and a lot of times you just hope the ball's not in play, and in this case the strikeout of Taylor was what we needed, and it lined up. It's game changing to have a guy like that, and we have Whitaker, and we have Kirkland and Armstrong and Oxford. I think there's guys down there that are capable of this, and that lengthens that bullpen, and you can evade more stuff when you have guys that can escape.